So each asset and each debt that they have as a couple is also meticulously analyzed. Georgia homeowners going through a divorce or contemplating one, have you thought about who gets to keep the house? It's not merely about desire or fairness, but also about wading through the intricate laws of equitable division in your divorce. This involves dissecting financial affidavits, marital balance sheets, understanding the nuances of marital versus separate property, and the strategic balance of assets and debts. Let me tell you a story to illustrate all this. Ava and Corey are a couple going through divorce in Georgia. A major component in their asset division is their family home, which is a storehouse of memories and dreams, much like probably your own. And now it's a subject of a legal and emotional entanglement as they go through their divorce. So they embark on this journey and they're thrust into the world of equitable division, which is something they've never had to deal with or even think about. But what equitable division means is this Georgia schematic plan for figuring out who gets to keep what. The courts are required to equitably divide or apportion assets like cash and retirement accounts and investment accounts, as well as debts like credit cards and signature loans and vehicle loans, etc., things like that. The courts aim for a distribution of assets that's fair, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's equal. The parties and their attorneys start by filling out what's called a domestic relations financial affidavit, which is a detailed document listing all of the parties' assets and debts and income and expenses, and it lays out their financial lives pretty much for legal scrutiny. Their exploration deepens as they differentiate between marital property, which means assets and debts accrued during the marriage and they're ripe for division, and separate property that goes in a different bucket, and those are the assets that are acquired before marriage or through inheritance, and which are generally off limits from division with the other spouse. This distinction is vital because it colors the entire process of dividing Ava's and Corey's shared life. Now, in the process of trying to work through their divorce, the concept of non-marital contributions also emerges, and that complicates things even further. As an example, supposing Corey's premarital home, which is now the family's primary dwelling, has seen a significant increase in value thanks to Ava's financial investments and sweat equity put into the home. How does this affect the status of the divorce and the division of equity and finances, that kind of thing? Well, they could learn that it may indeed sway the equitable division process, potentially granting Ava a share of this appreciated asset that Corey came into the marriage with. Ava and Corey are also introduced to the intricacies of appraisal and valuation, which is critical for determining the fair market value of their home. This valuation becomes a cornerstone of negotiations, whether they consider a buyout, which means one person buying out the other person's share, or maybe selling the home and splitting the net proceeds. The buyout option leads them down yet another rabbit hole, refinancing. To remove Ava's name from the mortgage, Corey must refinance the home solely in his name. Refinancing the home in his name requires a careful consideration of his income, his creditworthiness, and even the feasibility of Corey being able to assume the mortgage independently. And beyond just figuring out what to do with the home, Corey and Ava also need to figure out what to do regarding alimony and child custody and child support, final decision-making authority over the kids. The stability and the welfare of their children also play a significant role and could influence the court's perspective if these parties can't figure things out on their own, or regarding who should retain the home to ensure a nurturing environment for the children post-divorce. Throughout the process, the balance of liquid assets versus fixed assets is a constant theme and a constant consideration. Could Corey's retirement accounts, for instance, or Ava's investment portfolio offset the respective parties' equitable portion of ownership in the home, ensuring a division that's equitable? So each asset and each debt that they have as a couple is also meticulously analyzed, with the parties' future liquidity and tax implications and the impact on each party's financial health also taken into consideration. As you can see, there's no clear-cut, hard and fast answers to this process. What's important to remember is that every situation is different than the other. Going through a divorce often feels like navigating a maze without a map, right? But fortunately, when you hire a strong law firm, you're hiring that human compass to point you in the right direction and get you back on center if you start to veer off to the side. Everything from unraveling the specifics of your financial affidavits to dissecting the intricacies of marital versus separate property, from understanding the impact of non-marital contributions to navigating the options of buyouts or refinancing, we as family law attorneys are here to guide you. Don't try to do this stuff alone, it's just too risky. My team's goal is to ensure that you emerge from this process not just with a fair and equitable division of assets, but also with a clear path for moving forward in your future and a vision of what your life will look like after you complete your divorce. Hey, thanks for watching this video. Be sure to click subscribe, like, follow, and turn on the alerts so that you'll get notified when we post our latest videos. Please share these videos, leave us some comments, ask us questions, tell us what other topics you'd like for me to talk about. Join our Facebook group at Georgia Divorce and Custody for even more information. And as always, I look forward to seeing you on the next video.